Hi, Chris Duff over at Serious Land Capital Vacant Land Funding Partner. Today, just wanted to take a moment to share some initial updates on that, probably deal of a decade that I've discussed earlier a couple times on the podcast over a few weeks. This was, just to quickly rehash, a roughly $400,000 purchase for 50 acres outside of the Dallas area that was just perfectly situated for an easy child parcel split. So we did a 3 parcel split, think conservatively within 6 months that we could roughly 3x our initial investment from a gross perspective. It's very rare within this industry to have a property that's superior to everything else on the market from a characteristics perspective. So when opportunities come up like that, that might be, once every 5-year type deal, once every decade type deal, we moved really quickly to purchase it within roughly a week of it coming to us. Normally don't move that fast for that amount of capital. This was an exception given the just immediate inherent quality of the deal. So we had located the best broker in the area, super responsive, and was working really hard on our behalf right away. I got excellent drone pilot photos. We just listed Monday of this previous week, so it hasn't even been up for a week yet. We had already gotten a verbal offer even before the property was listed for the total 50 acres for just under X of the price per acre that we had bought it at. So, that was quite telling. Okay, we're in a good position here. We have some backups. Let's not immediately jump on that. Plenty of times when we purchase, we're looking, okay, can we just move this thing ASAP here? If you really get a solid, more than solid, like really exceptional property, it's like, okay, I'm want to price this more for a potential 4 to 6 month total exit versus a sub 90 day, because I think we can juice our price per acre considerably more and understand that we have such significant margin here that there's less inherent days on market or just market downturn risk to hold the property just a bit longer than we might anticipate anyway. That was the thinking. So we bought at roughly 8,200 an acre and listed the 3 child parcels at 25K an acre. It took a little extra editing to get all the photos done for the child parcels list. I think one of them was up by Monday. The other 2 were up by that Tuesday, the day after. We also listed the parent parcels separately. Also still at 25K an acre. Some back and forth with the broker a bit after. I kind of regret maybe a little bit of second guessing there. Usually, the higher the acreage, you're not going to get the same level of price per acre that you'd get, if you were to sell smaller acreage. But I also didn't want to jump the gun by presenting lesser price per acre because I wasn't sure who the primary end buyers would be, whether people would be more interested in the child parcels or the parent parcel inherently. So I kind of wanted to test that, and we just gave permission to the broker, hey, negotiate on our behalf. First, don't just throw any offers out the door that might come our way. Like, let us know what we'll consider anything if it's a serious offer. But, roughly, if we could get anything above 18,000 price per acre, especially for the total acreage, we think long and hard about that, especially if it could be a quicker. We kept the price per acre at 2K for the parent parcel as well, knowing that, we could consider offers and likely negotiate, arriving at likely a lower price than that. But if there were more interested parties coming our way, again, we had already gotten a verbal offer when it was off market for, just below that threshold that we were considering at the moment. Even with the photos too, and the land investor working with us is very experienced. And yeah, it's always helpful to work with those type of folks. And, they were providing additional thoughts on how to improve the marketing a bit as well. Even some of the editing on the photos. So we're arranging to get those addressed within the next week or two. There's a little bit of poor weather here in Texas, some rain coming in, so it makes it a little trickier to get quality photos, but it's lined up that we can address that as well. And we also had a single buyer who was considering one, maybe two of the 3 child parcels for an outright purchase, still actively considering. I'm always, these are high priced parcels, so it can move a little bit slower than others here. Again, don't want to jump the gun too much, like immediately following up within a couple days. And we are very aggressive sellers, and we have daily conversations, really text based, with our broker, checking in on this. And usually that first week of listing, you can tell kind of right away whether you're kind of hitting the right spot within the market. It seemed like we were, based on that conversation, whether we might, potentially already have a buyer for, 33 to 66% of the parcels that we have in the market. Within a day of listing, we had a luxury RV group look at it. Initially, they dismissed it because they thought it was a bit too far out of the primary area, but it really didn't make sense when you look at the characteristics of the parcel. And so the broker was able to use some rationale to bring them back, and they're conducting a drive-by imminently. I'm not sure exactly when, but that could be another avenue. And I know several groups who have been pursuing more of those value add RV, luxury RV, tourism RV type setups. Usually pretty minimal value add, like it's a less capital intensive route to start cash flowing land parcels a bit quicker. You kind of throw in some septic and various pavement, concrete, and so forth, but you don't need too much else besides that. Probably security as well too. I don't know the business model intimately, but I know a number of folks who are running that setup successfully. So that could be an exit avenue for us too. Brokers actively reaching out to other developers in the area. We're on MLS. He's still also putting it onto land.com. Probably would have been, we manage so many properties. It's just sometimes things fall through the cracks, even like very high quality ones like this, where it's just, okay, I'm just like making blanket assumptions on our marketing avenues. And so it's already on Facebook Marketplace, and their MLS connects to what I understand to be like Landflip and Landwatch and so forth. Apparently that can connect. Land.com, of course, is separate. So he's going to put it up on Land.com. I think there's going to be good traction there as well. But I would have wanted to get that up all at once initially. So I'm going to be double checking on that the start of this coming week as another avenue there. But apparently, there's other calls that have been coming into, like, it's a good sign. We thought this was going to be a very solid property here. We can improve the marketing here and there a bit as well, but it's always a little bit pins and needles that first week when you list a property. Okay, were our assumptions correct and anticipated interest level from a price per acre perspective? You can do all the research in the world prior to listing, but there's just no guarantees. So it seems like we are on the right track so far. Have a really crack team from a broker and a land investor who brought us the deal perspective, a lot of value from both sides. Obviously, we're no slouches ourselves when it comes to aggressively pursuing dispo strategies and being very actively involved with checking in on properties and any other holes that we could fill to cover our bases further. So overall, feeling pretty optimistic at the moment. Just wanted to share a bit of our initial thoughts that might help you as you consider other properties that, maybe they're not quite as high dollar ticket type items, but still some general principles on what you want to line up for your kind of marketing tactics. I probably could talk about the photos in a little bit more depth. I'll probably share that on subsequent podcasts, just more detailed tactics accordingly. But here were some general strategies where we're at with this one. So again, we're $400K buy. We're trying to exit gross for roughly $1.25 million, and we'll see if we can pull it off. Again, we have a lot of margin to work with. We'd be satisfied even if we walked with 800 gross out of this one, but think we can get more out of it. So I'll wrap this one up. Looking for funding, seriousland.capital, a zero cost review land deals at Land Daily Diligence Facebook group. So a whole bunch more requests even before I started recording this. The growth's just been tremendous to see. And landpricer.ai for the most accurate and simple way to price land. Take care.